I've heard the whispers in the locker room and seen the myths plastered all over the internet. You probably have too. The big one. The one that says every time you indulge in some private time, you're literally flushing your gains down the drain. They tell you it tanks your testosterone. They say it makes you weak, turning you from a lion in the gym into a kitten. Bought into it for years. I was paranoid, thinking every single action was either building or destroying my progress in the gym. What? If I told you that's a lie? Or at least it's not the whole truth. The real enemy isn't the act itself. It's a silent war happening inside your brain, orchestrated by hormones that can sabotage your motivation, your sleep, and your workout intensity. I was doing everything right, eating clean, training hard, but still felt like I was driving with the emergency brake on. Something was off. I figured out the hard way that my progress wasn't being stolen by what I was doing, but by when and how often I did it. Stick with me until the end, and I'll give you the exact rules I use to control this so you can keep your gains. First, let's kill the biggest myth right now. The idea that masturbation permanently crashes your testosterone levels is just plain wrong. Dozens of clinical studies have looked at this over and over. They all point to the very same clear and undeniable conclusion. Yes, there's a slight temporary dip in testosterone for a few hours right after you finish. Your levels fluctuate naturally all day anyway, but your body is a resilient machine. It's designed for balance. It bounces right back to its normal baseline within 24 hours. There's absolutely no long-term damage at all. Your body's ability to produce this vital hormone is not fragile. It is robust. So if it's not your testosterone, then what's the real culprit behind that feeling of weakness and laziness that can follow? The answer is a powerful chemical in your brain that controls your desire, your ambition, and your fundamental drive to achieve. Its name is dopamine. Think of it as your brain's internal currency for motivation. You spend it on things that feel rewarding. When you do something pleasurable, your brain releases it, making you feel good and encouraging you to do it again in the future. The problem is your brain can get used to these intense, easy dopamine spikes. It's like a slot machine versus a long-term investment. Going to the gym is a long-term investment. The effort is high and the reward of muscle growth is delayed over months and years. But a quick private session is a slot machine. The effort is low and the reward is massive, guaranteed and immediate. Your brain, which evolved to seek efficiency, starts to prefer the slot machine. Why work hard when an easy reward is available? This doesn't directly shrink your muscles, but it absolutely demolishes the one thing you need to build them: your motivation. Your brain starts craving the easy, instant reward instead of the difficult, delayed gratification from a brutal and productive gym session. The internal fire you need to go lift heavy things just vanishes. The comfort of your room becomes way more appealing than the Iron Temple. Have you ever planned a killer workout only to find your motivation completely gone an hour before? Let me know in the comments below. This state of burnout makes everything feel like a chore. The world seems a little less colorful, a little less exciting. That's a low dopamine baseline, but dopamine isn't the only player in this game. There's another hormone that gets released, and it's the master of killing your aggression. This chemical agent attacks your performance from a completely different angle. It doesn't just reduce your desire, it reduces your capability. This hormone is called prolactin. Its primary job in your body is to make you feel calm, content, relaxed, and even sleepy. It's the biological mission complete signal. It literally tells your nervous system that the excitement is over and it's time to chill out. That sounds great if you're trying to fall asleep at night. In fact, for some people, it can even help with getting better rest. But it's a total disaster if you release it right before you're supposed to hit the gym and crush a new personal record. Training effectively requires you to be in a sympathetic state, which is your body's fight or flight mode. It is a state of high alert. You need to be aggressive, focused, and ready for battle with the weights. Adrenaline and focus are the tools you need for peak performance. Prolactin does the exact opposite. It flips a switch in your brain, putting you into a parasympathetic or rest and digest state of mind instead. You can feel the physical shift. Your muscles feel heavy, your mind feels foggy, and your explosive power is just not there. You go from feeling like a barbell warrior to a couch potato who would rather take a nap. Your intensity is gone before you even start. It's a biological switch. You can't just will your way through it. You are literally programming your body to be calm and relaxed. So now we know the true enemies aren't the act itself, but the hormonal consequences of dopamine burnout and the prolactin crash. The question is no longer if, but how. How do we manage this so it doesn't interfere with our hard-earned progress in the gym? This is where we move from myths to strategy. It's not about becoming a monk, it's about becoming a tactician of your own biology. I promised you a solution, and that's exactly what I'm going to deliver. These are the clear rules that changed everything for me. Here is the blueprint for mastering your biology instead of letting it master you. Follow these and you won't have to worry anymore. Rule number 1 is the timing window. This is the most critical rule of all, and it's incredibly simple to follow. Never ever engage in this activity within 3 to 4 hours before a workout. Consider this time frame a complete and total dead zone. Why? Because you need that window for the prolactin to clear out and for your nervous system to prime itself for intense physical activity. Think of it like this. You wouldn't eat a massive Thanksgiving dinner and then immediately try to run a 100-meter sprint. Your body would be in rest mode, focused on digestion, not on explosive athletic performance. This hormonal principle is exactly the same. Give your brain the time it needs to rebalance and for your mindset to shift back into an aggressive, high-energy state for training. Protect your pre-workout aggression at all costs. It is the fuel for your most productive and muscle-building workouts. Rule number 2 is the frequency cap. Even if your timing is perfect, doing it too often will still burn out your motivational circuits. Moderation is everything. For most people, a few times a week is perfectly fine and won't have any negative impact on their overall drive. But if it becomes a daily habit, especially multiple times a day, you are frying your dopamine receptors. You're lowering your baseline. This makes you lazy over the long term. You'll lose that fire and that hunger to push yourself to the limit in all areas of your life. This isn't just about the gym. It's about your career, your goals, and your ambition to build a better life. Reclaim your focus. Be honest with yourself about your habits. If you feel your overall ambition and drive are low, this might be a lever you need to pull. Rule number 3 is the sleep protector. Good sleep is non-negotiable for muscle growth. It's when 95% of your body's repair happens. While it can help, some people fall asleep initially. For many others, it can actually ruin the quality of that sleep by messing with REM cycles. Deep sleep and REM sleep are when your body releases the maximum amount of natural growth hormone. This is not optional for gains. Less quality sleep means less growth hormone release. This directly slows down your recovery and sabotages your gains over time. You have to be a scientist with your own body. Test it. If you find you're waking up groggy, it might be hurting more than helping. If that's the case, you need to cut it out before bed. Your recovery and growth are far more important than a momentary feeling. So let's recap the blueprint. First, obey the pre-workout timing window. No exceptions. Your aggression in the gym depends on it. Second, manage your frequency. Don't let a daily habit burn out the dopamine system that drives your ambition to succeed. And third, protect your sleep quality at all costs. If it's hurting your recovery, you have to make a change for the sake of your goals. It's not about total abstinence. It's about smart regulation. It's about understanding the machine, your body, and operating it for peak performance. Stop letting myths and misinformation dictate your life. The power isn't in restriction. It's in knowledge and disciplined application of that knowledge. You work with your biology, not against it. You use this knowledge to build a lifestyle that supports your goals, not one that sabotages them. Now, you have the code. You have the rules that separate the frustrated amateurs from the guys who consistently make progress year after year. Which of these rules do you think has been impacting your training the most without you even realizing it? Let me know below. And what other fitness myths are you tired of hearing? You tell me in the comments and I might bust them in a future video. If this guide finally cleared things up for you, do me a favor and hit that like button. It helps more than you know. Share this video with a friend at the gym. Chances are he needs to hear this truth and stop worrying about the wrong things. And of course, subscribe for more no BS guides to help you build a body and the mindset you've always wanted.